Apparently, there's something going on down in Miami right now. Something that, let's just put on our tinfoil hat for a moment. Walk with me. Take a trip down tinfoil aisle. Well, apparently, there was a story that broke that there were a bunch of teenagers fighting at a mall. Just a regular fight, bunch of teenagers fighting. We've seen it before in cities all over America. The police come, and there's, even if there's, usually half of the police force is sent. So, okay, big brawl between teenagers. You have maybe 10 squad cars, something like that. 10, 12 squad cars, something like that. Now, in this situation, seems like not only was the whole police force called, but police precincts in nearby areas were also called. So you're looking down at the street in Miami, and you can easily see like 20 to 30 squad cars. And then you have all these stories from people on the ground attempting to record, and when they try to record, their phones, it's like electrical interference and stuff like that. And there's other things that people that are actually down there on the ground, actually there, have been posting online. And it's not just one person, two, 5, 20 people posting things like this. Well, I'll let you hear for yourself. And it's all over the internet. It's not and there's a concerted effort to, let's just say, black this out, pretend there's nothing to hear, nothing here to see, just go on about your business. But there are people down there that's there that are scared out of their minds because of what they claim that they saw. I'll just put it like that. Okay? Let's all walk down tinfoil aisle. Okay. Hold on for a minute. Put your walking shoes on. Let me preface this by saying I'm not saying one way or another what's true, what's not true. You know, I'm not there, but, you know, let's just check it out.
What the heck was going on in Miami the other night? Well, people are saying aliens.
Oh,
this was the scene outside the Miami Mall last night with a ton of police.
The other night. Okay.
I mean, like hundreds of officers and 60 police cars trying to restore order on the scene. It was
60.
reported that a bunch of teenagers were starting fights and letting off fireworks in the mall, but why was there this big of a police response? Well, rumors started to spread that it wasn't caused by teenagers, but 7 to 10 foot aliens. During all this craziness, police scanners were cut off, all plane flights were canceled, and more than 60,000 homes lost power due to this. Like, it was a massive ordeal. With a police response like this, people are...
Back to what was initially reported. If a bunch of teenagers are having a brawl, like let's say it was a huge brawl, you got teenagers from nearby suburbs and cities, including Miami, north, south, Miami, wherever. I ain't never been to Florida, so let's just say the roughest parts of Miami, like just a whole bunch of just the serial killers, the most notorious, hardened criminals and thugs you can never think of. Just let's say it's about 40 of them. They down there brawling, getting it in, bow, bow, bow. They got spiked baseball bats like Negan on Walking Dead. They walking around with Lucille, swinging at each other. They got blow torches and AR-15s with Mickey Mouse clips on it, 200 rounds, and they ain't let off yet, but they talking trash and they punching each other and stabbing each other and doing all kinds of craziness. Like, oh my God, what's going on? What are we gonna do? People screaming and jumping out of windows and running and hiding under bus shelters. And it's just mayhem. Let's say all that is going on in the street. And assuming what this gentleman is saying is true. Would that cause an airport to be shut down? To cause radio silence on the radio broadcasting? I mean, like I said, let's say it was a brawl. Would it cause that? I mean, I'm just asking a question. I don't know. Side note, yes, I love the X-Files.
Teenagers, but 7 to 10 foot aliens? During all this craziness, police scanners were cut off, all plane flights were canceled, and more than 60,000 homes lost power due to this. Like, it was a massive ordeal. With a police response like this, people are convinced the authorities are hiding something. The amount of police present, helicopters shutting down the airspace, power shutting off, all for a group of teenagers causing trouble? Which brings us back to the claims of this being caused by 7 to 10 feet tall aliens. People all over social media are voicing their opinion, with this person showing a video that has people scratching their heads. And this person said, that's a huge police presence for some kids shooting off fireworks and fighting inside a Miami mall Monday night. 4 juveniles were arrested. The question is all this alien talk just people starting a false narrative? Or did some alien stuff really happen that isn't being addressed by authorities? Who knows? And who knows if we'll ever know. But drop a like if you think there was something more going down. What the heck was going on in Miami the other night? Well, people are saying aliens. This was the scene outside the Miami mall last night. What the heck was going on in...
Okay.
Miami, did y'all have an alien invasion? Because I've been seeing this report all over TikTok and Twitter, and I need someone to confirm or deny. Basically, they're saying Miami's trying to cover what really happened. No, it was not no kids fighting. It was some big, large, freakishly grayish alien roaming through, and everybody was screaming. Let's read the thread. Like I said, someone said I was at the Miami Mall yesterday, and the government is lying. Everyone started panicking because these gray creatures was walking around. They didn't make any noise or sound, but stared and watched you move. I tried to take a video, but every time they would try to, it would just bug out. And now I took this with a grain of salt, but I kept seeing multiple reports saying the same thing. And they gave a bunch of details. They said they were about 6 to 7 feet tall. They walked very slowly. They could turn their heads around, and it seemed like they could change form. They also stated they didn't have any bones and could bend their bodies in whatever way. No fingers or feet, just arms and legs. Then they also claimed they could teleport. Then they said that they grounded all flights for a period yesterday. They shut down police scanners in Miami area for hours. It was intentional. They had no choice. Whatever these creatures are in whatever with electronics, why is there no video of this fight that everyone is talking about? And allegedly, this is what the aliens was looking like. Now, someone commented and they was like, well, where was this egg? They said it was at the Bayside Marketplace. So if you was at the Bayside Marketplace in Miami, can you confirm or deny this? Stuff like this, you do have to take it with a grain of salt, and it could be planted story, especially with this list coming out, but I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. So TikTok, use your powers to confirm or deny this.
It would be very ironic. It is an election year, and this so-called list that's coming out that nobody can confirm or deny. It's all speculation at this point. Let me be clear on that. Nobody knows anything yet. But, you know, if your tinfoil hat is wrapped on tight enough, you know, certain things do seem kind of odd and ironic. It is 2024. And it's long been said that in 2024, the veil would be lifted. The veil of secrecy. What's the secret? What secret will be unveiled this year? I mean, the Hollywood veil has already fallen. Those in power, from Hollywood to hip hop to whatever genre you want to look at, a lot of the veil when it comes to that has fallen too. We've grown to think that a lot of these people were untouchable. They could do whatever they want. They have so much money. They can buy judges, the friends of judges, the relatives of judges. As a result, not have to worry about anything. alleged rumors, of course. I mean, nobody knows for sure. We can't be 100% certain. But for those of you of religious doctrine, the Bible, for instance, has mentioned, what is it? The book of, I'm not an expert. I'm not pretending to be an expert in Christianity. So to my fellow Christian, to my Christian brethren out there, I'm not a Christian myself. So don't take offense if I get something wrong. Reach out to me and chop it up with me. As far as learning, I'm not above, learning what y'all believe and everything. But I believe it's the book of Ezekiel that mentioned, let's say, extra outer worldly beings, should we say? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel? So even the Honorable Elijah Muhammad mentioned the wheel. Sounds like a flying disc to me, but and then fallen angels. Now, if somebody was writing a biblical book for the future about today's times, and they happen to be down in Miami now, and for the sake of argument, let's say these things are actually true, and they was to jot it down and write it in a book for the future civilization, they could characterize these things as fallen angels also, right? I mean, I'm just spitballing at the wind. I'm not saying nothing. Hey, I mean, did y'all hear Creature? Let me see. I mean, I can't tell what's being transmitted on the radio.
8 to 10 foot aliens in Miami at the same time as the Epstein list?
Keep my team brief.
Yeah,
Immigrants are jarring. Keep my team brief.
Get that. I ignore that last part, because I mean, homie talking about the list. We don't know nothing right now. We don't know nothing right now. This is on TikTok, of course, and of course, this leads you to another question. I mean, they claim that the government, the Biden administration, has gone out of its way to. And maybe, truthfully, I don't remember for sure if Trump was one of the people trying to ban TikTok too. But I know for sure the Biden administration wants to ban TikTok because they claim it's owned or ran by China and it's used for spying on Americans and stuff like that, which I don't know. May or may not be true. I don't know. But another angle could be that TikTok is so, when it comes to certain topics, it can be so grassroots that the truth could be posted and broadcasted all over the world within an instant, the snap of a finger. And that could make governments very uncomfortable, which would lead them and push them to say, you know what, we need to find a way to ban TikTok. Let's blame it on China or Russia. Let's say they're colluding with each other. Let's say China owns TikTok and Russia own stock in TikTok. I don't know. Let's use that as an excuse to ban TikTok because it's too easy to broadcast information that we don't want broadcasted to the American public. I mean, could that not be a possibility? I don't know.
Bayside Marketplace, Miami, Florida. People saw creatures or aliens last night. This is the scene of all of the police cars that were out there. And I want to talk about a few details as we get into this story.
Like that other video that I showed earlier, the guy was talking about, it was a report of a massive teenage brawl. Y'all see all the police cars that have swarmed on that area down there. That looks like multiple precincts, not just one. Now, I call on my religious brethren out there. You guys and gals have certain beliefs. It's in your religious text of beings coming from, whether you want to say they're coming from heaven or hell, of which maybe you can't go to either place without going through a portal. And when it says, angels come to earth, when we were kids, we read these texts and heard these stories, and immediately we would think almost in terms of like Superman. So these angels would come out of the sky and they would have wings, or they would be flying with no assistance needed from any kind of craft because they could fly on their own. They have wings. Maybe our childlike mind, viewing it like that, maybe they didn't have wings. Maybe they came in, whether it was angels or something else. Maybe they came in crafts. Maybe it was a craft slipping through a portal. Like I said, if somebody's writing a book now and they're actually down at Miami, Florida, Bayside Marketplace, and they actually see these things and they were to jot this down for future civilization to read and interpret. You see how life cycles of a planet can take place? We go through our lives thinking we're so superior and nothing was here before us. We have such a grandiose kind of thought process of, as far as mankind as a whole. We tend to think we'll never go extinct. We can never be replaced. There was nothing before us. Maybe we misinterpreted the Bible the whole time. The Quran, the Torah. Maybe we've, as mankind, all the religious books of the world, maybe we have always misinterpreted what we were reading, what was being read to us as children, those that grew up in the church or the mosque or the synagogue. Like I said, Book of Ezekiel. I think that's it. But let's get back to.
Let's remember, Miami was full of sightings of supernatural things in the sky, all in 2023. Many different things in Miami, Florida. Found multiple videos. But look at the cops and the police that were out there and the black helicopters, they were looking for something. But supposedly, the news today, and this was the beginning of yesterday whenever the police started showing up, but they said that they arrested teenagers that had fireworks and they were fighting with sticks, okay? If teenagers were fighting at the marketplace there in Miami, there's no way that this many police officers would get there, and they shut down the airport, and 6,000 homes were without power. Now, why do you shut down the airport? Here's an eyewitness.
A big ass shadow, but it was solid at the same time, like a few shadows, but they were solid at the same time, and it almost looked like they was coming our direction, like they was chasing us, but they was disappearing and reappearing closer. Start firing at this shit. Get outside, mad police, all that. You know what I'm saying? They started the police is like trying to get all the people that ran out the mall, like trying to detain these people, whatever.
They were detaining people. Now, when you see people running like this, you don't just run from nothing. You do not run from nothing. Now, I know that we are living in the ending times. Do you see the apparition or the shadows that were out there? You can see them on camera here in this footage. Look at that. It's see-through. These are supernatural beings. You can call them aliens. You can call them Nephilim creatures. They're demons. They're demonic beings. And we are about to see a supernatural happening in the time that we're living in. We're living in the ending times right here. This is prophecy, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to see more things in the sky. You're going to see more apparitions and more creatures. You need to get your heart right with Jesus, folks. So Meta-Cowboy did some reporting, and this is not for nothing. Bayside Marketplace, Miami, Florida. People saw creatures or aliens last night. This is the scene of all of the police cars that were out there. And I want to talk about a few details as we get into this story. Let's remember.
Yo, what up? So, I want to talk about something that you cannot find anywhere here on the internet. It is being suppressed that bad. You can find somebody talking about it on X a little bit. The information's out there here on social media because people on social media are posting videos about this, but no social media platforms are wanting to talk about this because it's being scruffed so bad they don't want us to know about this. It's that big of a deal. For some odd reason, it's that big of a deal, okay? But in Miami, okay, in Miami, Florida, at the mall in Miami, airplanes at the Miami airport were shut down here in 2024. The whole night, the whole airport was shut down. In the city of Miami, they had more police sent into the city of Miami for supposedly teenagers stick fighting at a mall. Now, whenever I say that they sent in a brigade of police and black helicopters for teenagers, quote marks, teenagers stick fighting, they sent in every police force that there was in Miami to this mall, okay? I am not exaggerating any of this at all. And no social media platforms are wanting to cover this to where we can post any videos of this. But if you go on just plain social media videos and start your research and looking this up, you're going to find videos that people have posted of this, okay? I'm telling you right now, the reason why it's being suppressed because these were not teenagers stick fighting. These teenagers were shooting not at each other, but they were protecting themselves supposedly of these 8 to 10 foot creatures that were attacking them, that were like black creatures or whatever, 8 to 10 foot black creatures. I don't know if I'm getting the black here mixed up with the black helicopters or the creatures were black. All I know is these were 8 to 10 feet creatures, taller than any human being, that were attacking these teenagers, and the teenagers were protecting themselves, shooting back, right? And they sent in every single police car, and they shut down the Miami airport because of this. The whole airport was shut down. There were no flights going into Miami or going out.
That's crazy.
You need to really, really look this one up, because it's going to be hard finding any videos of this on any of these social media platforms, because it's being suppressed. If you don't have people like me or anybody else that's covering this, you're not going to find anything about this, all right? Now, I know I don't usually wear glasses, but I got my contacts out right now. I know that's besides the point, but yeah, I hate these glasses. I really, really hate these glasses. Anyways, y'all gotta really, really go and look this crap up, because this right here, this whole story, why they're trying to suppress it, why you can't find it, the more and more they try to hide stuff from us, and the more they try to suppress like big stories like this, the more and more I want to dig into it and really, really expose it.
That's how I am.
There is a reason they don't want us to know this. If people will say that they want us to know about this alien invasion so bad that they want us to they want it to happen, right?
And don't forget, there was a lot of people, like last year leading into this year, who was saying, I don't want to say this person was psychic or something. It was somebody that made predictions about like our last 7 to 10 presidents, like who would win the election, who would win it. No, it wasn't that. It might have been Alex Jones. It might have been Alex Jones who asked Alexa about the 2024 elections, and Alexa or Siri, one of them, was like, "There's not going to be a 2024 election." Either he asked. Now, it might not have been Alex Jones. Somebody asked Alexa. Well, a lot of people asked Alexa this, and Alexa had the same answer. It's not going to be a 2024 election. And it was multiple people asking the same thing. And it's just, yeah, I know I'm on some tinfoil hat shit right now, but I mean, because it wasn't just one person, two people. It was a lot of people asking Alexa, and I'm not 100% sure. It might have been ChatGPT too. They were asking about the 2024 elections and kept getting the same answer. There's not going to be one. Take it with a grain of salt. No, it's freezing up on me. Come on, man, get back on it. Get back on it. Hold up.
If people will say that they want us to know about this alien invasion so bad that they want us to they want it to happen, right? They want it to scare us. That way we're desensitized over it, right? If that was the case, then why isn't this all over every mainstream news? Why isn't this all over every single social media platform? Why isn't X covering this? I'm really, really highly disappointed that even X isn't covering this, or Twitter, or whatever you call it anymore. They are suppressing it. And they are supposed to be free speech, free, for the people and all this kind of this, that, and whatnot. So, it's being suppressed by every single social media platform out there. What does that tell you? Go do your research. Go look this up. You're not even going to find it on Google. It's and I know you're going to be like, well, where can I find it? Trust me. If you start digging, you'll find videos of this. If you start looking up, like Miami shootings at the mall, 8 to 10 foot creatures, you'll start finding some things. Trust me, you'll understand. Whenever you watch the video, you'll understand why they're trying to suppress this. Okay? Trust me. Yo, what up?
Well, I'm going to leave it at that. Take it with a grain of salt. If you want to believe it was a bunch of teenagers brawling that caused over 60 squad cars from multiple precincts to come down, okay. Who knows? But as they would always say on the X-Files, the truth is out there. I'm out.